Hi everyone, it is Coach Beena Kavalam. I hope you're doing well. And today I wanted to reach out with a quick video on bias. A lot of us have, I've been hearing a lot of this come up, or subconsciously or tangentially, it's been coming up quite a bit in some of my calls with one of you guys, or I'm hearing it through some of the feedback that I'm getting. And I want you to make sure that you are aware of the biases that potentially may be out there and that you react accordingly. A lot of us, when we're in business school, especially as people of color, especially as women, we may encounter different biases than, say, people who are maybe a male and white and may have different biases against us. We need to be aware of those biases and make sure we build up our Teflon layer. Okay, it's really important because a lot of times people will make judgments about us that have nothing to do with our brain power, that have nothing to do with our true capabilities. It's based off of their old ancient ways that have come through their own biases, that have come through their own family and background in life. All right. So we need to shed their biases and make sure we protect ourselves from letting their biases seep into us. So let me give an example. I was at a political rally not too long ago. It was like not a rally, but it was like a networking event in politics. We were talking and chatting about what we were bringing to, what we're doing, what we do. And one thing I mentioned is that I'm writing a book. I am writing a book. It's on the topic of gravitas. And I'm writing this book. I have done research. I have interviewed all these people. I am in the process of writing this book. You would think I'd be an expert in this area. I am an expert in this area. This man who comes up to me and I'm talking about my area of gravitas with his wife, he interrupts the conversation and then dominates the conversation and then proceeds to tell me all he knows and that everything I say about gravitas is incorrect. This man knows nothing of gravitas, but he's proceeding to tell me, or feels he can tell me, because A, he's a different complexion than I am, and B, because he's a male. It was mansplaining to the nth degree. And I'm standing there listening to this man thinking, how do I exit this conversation? Because I know exactly what's happening and I want to leave politely without offending anyone. And I knew it, and I was looking at his wife, and his wife just said to him, why are you explaining gravitas? She's the one writing the book. When we see it ourselves, we have to recognize it. I want each of you, I've been sensing some folks, we recently had a conversation where someone was saying that, the culture of a company was really difficult and hard, and it's really hard to get internships there. A gentleman who was another year ahead of this woman was saying, oh, it was really hard to get this internship. It's really difficult. The culture's really tough, but I got one. I don't know if you can get one, but I got one. I mean, it's so blatantly obvious that sometimes when we're in the thick of it, we don't see it, right? We don't see how people's biases of what we can do and our potential can taint our own perception of ourselves, right? And I want you guys to just be aware that when somebody says to you, it's tough, man, that's a really tough working environment. I mean, I survived. I thrived, but I don't know about you. Take it with a grain of salt. Do not just blindly accept it. Validate, verify with another individual or another source of data. Don't just automatically accept it. That person might be completely right. Yeah, it might be a tough environment, but I want to validate with more sources, because their own perception of what I could do is not a real true reflection of what I can do. right? I was just mentioning on another call about how there's a great book. It's called Marie Forleo's Everything is Figure Outable. I think I actually have it here somewhere, but it's called Everything is Figure Outable. And the idea behind the book is that you can figure out pretty much anything. So when you're in a situation that might be challenging, you can figure out a way to get through it, right, and thrive in the situation. And don't let somebody else who may have their own biases prevent you from doing that. So another situation that's come up a lot has been people's perceptions of themselves, right? I'm not good enough. I'm not doing well. Like, it's the imposter syndrome. Like, I got in this school, but I'm not worthy to be here. You got into this school for a reason. You're there because you did. Because the admissions committee thought you were awesome enough and you would do well with this class. That's why you're there. You're not there because of some other reason, because of, the luck of the draw, or they were just looking for people from Jersey, okay, that day. That's not the reason. You're there because you are exceptional. And you are there because they see the potential in you. I don't want you to let these negative thoughts, these like negative naysayer thoughts come in and downplay your greatness, because then you truly will not be living up to that potential if you let those negative thoughts seep in. So the idea behind this is to really protect and create a Teflon center. So here's how to do that, okay? One way to create your Teflon center is to question. I want you to question when somebody comes up to you and says, hey, I have a great way. I can do it, but maybe not you. It might be harder for you. Or even if they just say that, hey, it's a really tough environment in general, question, come up with a secondary source, right? If you hear it from multiple sources, it's more likely to be honestly true than if you just trust from one. Don't make decisions on one source. Always come up with a couple others. The second thing is your mindset. You want to work on developing your mindset so that you are not so susceptible to one person's view or another, okay? I want you to develop your own core confidence. And your core confidence comes from putting in all those negative thoughts that are coming in every day. Well, you've got to put in more positive thoughts, more positive thoughts that are good in your brain, that are saying, I am awesome. I am amazing. I can do this. I can figure out anything. You put me in a room, I can figure it out, right? I can figure out anything. I've done harder things in my lifetime. But you have to counterbalance that. You see, we get so many negative thoughts that come into our head every day, not only from ourselves that are self-generated, but from other people as well. You've got to develop your own Teflon, but then also you've got to prevent the negative bubbling up from inside. So I want to teach, and I taught this to a lot of you guys, it's the smile technique. Every night before you go to bed, what I want you to do is I want you to roll your shoulders back 3 times, forward 3, okay, and then back 3, and then I want you to do some diaphragmatic breathing, okay? Take it from the gut. Just really look at yourself in the mirror, and I want you to do a couple of deep breaths from the gut. And then when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you are going to smile, all right? You're going to actually legitimately smile at yourself in the mirror. You're going to be like trying to laugh. This is stupid. Why am I doing it? Negative thoughts, okay? They're all going to come in. You're going to smile and keep that smile authentically. You're not going to fake it. You're not faking it. You can tell in the eyes. You're going to give an authentic, real smile, all right? And you're going to keep seeing yourself, making eye contact with yourself in the mirror. And you're going to keep smiling. And you're going to keep holding that smile. And while you're holding the smile and you're seeing yourself so happy, you are going to say positive thoughts to yourself. So you're going to say things like, I am awesome. I'm going to rock this presentation. I am going to crush it in my internship. Whatever language works for you, you're going to use. And you're going to do this for 5 minutes every night before you go to bed, right after you wash your face, after you're ready about to turn in. You're going to do this looking at yourself in the mirror. And you can even do this this is the Amy Cuddy's Superwoman stance, right? Your feet shoulder width apart, and you can do this as well. But the idea behind this is that you're setting time, at least a few minutes every night, to consistently build up your positive thinking. The problem is that we have so many negative thoughts that we're not able to diffuse them with positive thinking every day. This act, this habit, can transform the way you think about yourself within a week, but fundamentally, deeply in your core in about 3 weeks, if consistently doing this. It'll become a habit. So I encourage each of you to do that, but also to be more skeptical with some of the news that you get. All right, I have talked way too much, and I'm using my hands way too much in this conversation, so I apologize for that. But I like my ring, and I'm doing my other stuff. Just kidding. Anyway, I hope you're doing well, and I wanted to wish you all the best, and I hope this serves you. Take care. Goodbye.